Hello and welcome back to Vintage Gaming Memories. I appreciate your interest in this video. If this is your first time to the channel, thank you for stopping on by and hope you subscribe and come back often. If you're a return visit, thank you once again for continuing to support and helping us grow. Let's get right to this. Okay, so what we're looking at here, this is a Misfit Atari 50th Artist Edition JK5 wristwatch. That's a mouthful. Basically, it's a commemorative collectible watch that Atari put out for the 50th anniversary. I know, 50th anniversary. That would have been in 2022, but we're not too far off. So I want to share with you this pretty cool watch that I picked up for only $75. I think it retails for $85. I picked this up a couple months ago. It's brand new. It's in the box, never been worn, and still not worn today. Currently, I think this is all sold out for any type of new purchases since they had this limited down to 500 worldwide. But I'm sure you can find it for sale and considered as new from someone on eBay today. Let's take a closer look at this. Right. Hopefully the glare isn't going to be too bad. We'll do it like that. This cool design was created by the multifaceted artist from New York, Joseph R.E. Alloy, or otherwise known as JK5. We'll call him JK5 going forward. So JK5, he and Misfit Collectibles, and of course Atari put this out. The artwork is pretty amazing. On the outer box, you can actually see where it references 50. It says Atari, and then the 5, and the O is right behind the Fuji. It's actually, you know what, this is really an overlay, this graphics. It's an overlay of a poster that JK5 created, and it's also inside there's a smaller version of it and one of the collectible cards that's supposed to be included. So we'll take a look at that closely. But, I mean, it's a pretty cool looking box. Oh, here we go. And there is the price normally. So 85. Anyways. So let's take a look and see what's actually inside of this box. Get a better glimpse of what you get. So we'll take out the card first that I mentioned. So here is the card. Pretty cool artwork on there. It's a 3 by 4¼ inch. It's pretty thick stock. It's a laminated card. It has that full poster as I mentioned on the one side. And then on the back side, gives you a little bit about the artist's background, JK5. And going back to the front here, you could see a lot of the games being illustrated with the artwork. I read a little bit about it when he created this. These are his games that he created, that he considered as his favorites. So just getting a quick glance here, I can see Space Invaders, I think, Asteroids, Berserk character down there, the robot, and there's Combat Tank, right. I just lost it. There we go, Combat Tank. And I see baseball. I see a basketball. Oh, and how could you miss Adventure? You got the key and the dragon right next to each other. And then you got the artist's alias there, JK5, right at the bottom of the Fuji. And what else? The 2600 reference. I see that right here. Could you see that? So that's pretty cool. There's a lot of details on this. What else? What I don't see on here is Pac-Man. 20 2022. There's the 50-year marker. And of course the word Atari. But anyways, there's a lot of cool stuff on here. Comment below and let me know what else you see that I might have missed. Now, I haven't really fully researched this on the internet, so maybe there's actually something out there that's easily accessible to find out exactly what else is on this artwork. But it's a pretty cool card. So you get that. And now let's get the watch out. So it's got some plastic supports to hold it in place. I'll put that over here. And there we go. So we'll get rid of the plastic supports. There's a bottom support as well. Pop that off. And there is the watch. Don't know if that shows well. Let me turn it up a little bit for you. Okay. So, the watch is obviously on a stand. You can see here. It's actually got nice texture on the stand. And it resembles the original Atari joystick. What is it, the CX10 or the CX40. It has that one button. And it has the raised, what do you call it? The raised design around the stick. You know, the rectangular one. And it actually is raised on this stand itself too. So that's pretty cool. Oh, and it also has the bottom, the rubber boot of the Atari joystick as well. You can feel the texture to that. It's not rubber on this one, it's plastic. Pretty nicely represented as far as the joystick for the stand. Pretty cool. Look, let's take a look at the watch while it's on the stand. It might be easier to do that so my hands won't be all in the way. As you can see right off the bat here from the face of the watch, the battery's in, and the second hand moves with one pulse or like a tick every second. You can see it right there. Pretty well. Let me see. Maybe not. Can't always judge by this camera. There you go. You can see it tick or pulse every second. All right. Obviously, that's done. Well, not obviously, but I know for sure they do it for battery efficiency, and that's like a quartz movement. Now, there's another type of movement you've probably seen on watches, which is a nice smoother flow. That's a mechanical movement. This has got the quartz movement. I will take that battery out probably shortly because I don't want to leave it in there and have it shorten the watch's life. And what I mean by shorten the life of the watch, I mean because it's got continuous movement and this watch is really on display. I don't really wear this. Okay, let's take a look a little bit closely at the watch again. The face here. All right. So you can see it's got some nice color blocks for each of the hours. There isn't any numbers being represented. You know, they're only at the 12 o'clock position. You can see the Atari Fuji and actually the word Atari there. Right there. Right side of the watch, purple adjustment there for the time, for the hours, just like you see normally in watches. And then on the left side, there's nothing, but it does have this, like a, I don't know, a transparent greenish yellow look on the watch bezel. Well, actually, the official description, it's a 42 millimeter semi-translucent amber gradient case. All right, I say it's a greenish yellow bezel, but anyways, it's got that, which, I was going to say it actually matches the band, but I think the artwork on here also matches. But then again, any color on a color palette would match this watch by the way it looks, as you can see. Speaking about the band, this band here, it's made actually out of genuine Horween shell cordovan leather. All right, no, okay, really, it's just it's just silicone, but it's a silicone strap, and it has the Atari name on the strap loop here, and at the buckle itself, this purple buckle feels plastic. Let's take this thing off the joystick stand now and get a better look at what's underneath the watch, underneath the casing and the band itself. Here you can see it. There are 10 10 adjustment holes. Right. It's kind of nice. It definitely could fit one's wrist with all the adjustments. Back here, let's see how this comes out. All right, there you go. It says Atari 50. Pretty cool. And it also says stainless steel case back. Special edition. That's about it. There's not many features. I mean, other than it's the look, you know, you got that pretty cool pop to it. So it's a very colorful watch. I think this serves its purpose. I mean, this really does fit the generation to commemorate Atari. This generation probably appreciates the way this thing looks more than probably the Gen Xers. Maybe. I don't know. I think it does work, and I think it stands out, and it does what it needs to do. You really want to attract people and have interests, and that's what it's doing. You know, for me, it's not something I would wear going out or even to an Atari user group or a conference. Just my preference, right? But not to say it's a bad piece of hardware. It feels kind of more of a collectible. I'd say it's also unisex for sure. So you really can't go by the size of the watch's face to determine whether it's predominantly male or female wearing. That's just the way it looks. Whatever looks good on you. But I have to tell you something though. There is an Atari Watch. I mean, it's not about this video. I'll just bring this into it. There is an Atari Watch that I would pay a lot to get my hands on. And believe it or not, it's not this one. It's actually this. I wonder how many of you remember this or have an idea where this is from. Maybe it gives it away a little bit from the picture, but this is from the Clubhouse store, which was an insert in those Atari Age Club magazines from like 1982. You would have seen that inside there with some other items you can purchase. Now, I've never seen this basic watch anywhere, as far as recently anywhere, you know, for sale. But I'm sure someone must have one. And if you happen to be that person watching this and you're willing to sell it, send me an email, all right? Because this is a pretty cool, very basic watch, but it's pretty cool that it's that old and, you know, it's simple. Who would have ever thought someone 40 years later would want that watch? Well, that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe found a desire to accessorize your look with an Atari watch. Perhaps even this watch. I mean, this is the only Atari watch that I'm aware of, other than that one from 40 years ago that I haven't found or seen anywhere. But if you have seen another Atari watch, shoot me an email or comment down below here and let us all know, because I'd be interested in seeing that or hearing more about it. Most importantly, remember, it doesn't matter whether your vintage gaming memory is through watching, playing, or even wearing something, just as long as you keep that passion from the past alive by living it today. Take care, everyone.